Hello there and welcome to the new Power BI tutorial video, and in this video I will share the second exercise from week workout Wednesday, not week over week but workout Wednesday, where the exercise is for creating the basic KPI report. Now here is your basic report which they want us to create. They want us to create some KPIs, some trend lines to support the KPI as to how it is trending over a period of time. And then down there they have the conferences. So as you can see, this is a very basic report or a basic dashboard they want us to create. And here they have page 1. They also have a page 2 where I think the only difference is that they have colored the header. I have checked it like 2-3 times just to understand if there is any change. Seems like only the header is changing. Now what I will do is I will show you this exercise which is down here, like the requirement. What are the requirements? Like they want us to create a field and they want us to create a KPI and all. So we will go through that, right? And along with that I will also show some of the things which you can add as a functionality. Let's say, when you need to go on to a little bit on a next level as to common requirement, at least what I have seen when we have created some basic reports, some of the things that people want us to basically create at the next level. So some couple of 3-4 more requirements what I will show you as to how you will do that. Also you can practice it along with me, or you can pause when I share this requirement and then you can create it. Now this video is based on the first video. If you have not seen my first video, which is the Power BI Workout Wednesday exercise 1, where it was about connecting and modeling data. Also over here, you can go through this link. The link is present in the description for week 2. However, from the same link, you can go back and look at the week 1. But this is based on this first video. If you have not seen that, either see the first video or see this, whatever is easier for you. And also I am keeping all of my link over here in this live Google sheet. The link of this sheet is also present in the description, where I have 2 tabs where historically I have been keeping all of my feature explainer video in one tab. Now I thought exercises is something which is interesting, so I have created a second tab, and I think that's how the sheet will going to evolve as I can think of more and more segments. Like for example, even I'm thinking I should keep all of my dashboards into a separate tab. So that's how the sheet will evolve. So make sure you bookmark this, because you have the video title, you have the video link, you have the exercise link. So that way the searching of the video, as you can see over here, 190 plus video is already present here, right? And then I'm just adding the exercises and all. So make sure you bookmark this sheet. This will always be up to date. All right, with that information, let's go to this Power BI. So over here on this exercise, what they are basically saying is, thanks to everyone who participated in week 1, and they are basically asking you to revisit this first week challenge, because the current week challenge is based on that. Also they have this week 1 file over here. They have the Power BI file also present over here. And now in this week report, they are asking us to create the KPI bands and trends and breakdowns, right? So first thing first is create a new field, either using AMM is nothing but your backend Power Query language, called total profits. This will be calculated by subtracting total expenses and revenue and profit. And here they have given some background. That is, in the past few years, the NCAA, on which this organization name is NCAA, and over here I think they have given a link also. This link is present where you can get to know about it, and here is the website about that data. So this is college athletics database, and this is about the data. This is about the file by NCAA divisions, and also you can get to know more about this particular data set. Okay, so coming back over here, the background on this is past few years the NCAA has allowed schools to exclude money that was transferred back to the main institution for showing profits. By adding back in access transfer, we are finding the total amount of money generated by different athletics department, right? So whatever is the all in all, it is like what is the revenue each department got, what is expenses. So if it is positive, that means a profit has been generated. And the definition is positive net revenue generated by athletics and transferred to the institution for non-athletics purpose. These funds are in excess of the transfer subtracted from the institution and government funds allocated to athletics. Alright, so what I have is basically this. I'm using this first Power BI, the week 1 Power BI report, where we have created this. As you can see, if I just click it, we have added the dimensions and everything. Okay, so now they are basically asking us to create a field called total profits in Power Query. So for this, you need to basically go into the transform data, and here in the transform data, you have this finances fact as the table where your total expenses, right, is present, and then we should have something called as total revenues. So here you have the total revenue. So by using this field, we need to create the total profit. So now for this, we'll go into the add columns, and over here you have this custom column, right? So let's give it a name as total profit, and over total profit, here we will look at the total revenues. So here is the total revenues, and we will subtract it. We will give it the name over here, total expenses. Insert, click OK. So now we have this, and this is the M language which is being generated for this column. So whenever you need to do this type of a custom calculation, this is what it is. And here you can see in some cases you have negative, in some cases you have very positive. So that will basically going to add up in the front end. So for this, now we'll go to home and we'll click on close and apply, and you will see that it is now doing some processing, and we will find the column that we have created in the finances fact, and the column name will be the total profit. Now the one thing is, total profit, you can see that the sigma sign is coming, the sigma sign is not coming over here. So we'll see first of all that this is the column, and over here the data type is text, right? So it has to be, let's say, the decimal number. Yes, we need to change this, and now the sigma sign, that means all the calculation that required on this column can be done, right? So we are done with the first requirement. Okay, let's come back here, and the next requirement is the creating the KPI that include 3 high-level KPI. So we'll go here directly. So this is what we need to create. So the first thing is, if I just increase this maybe for you a little bit, the NCAA revenues and expenses summary view. So this is nothing but the text objects. I'll go back here. I will just create some space for me, right? And I'll go into the probably from home itself I can get the text box. I'll just reduce the size, and what I need to write, NCAA revenue and expenses, NCAA revenues and expenses, and I think summary view. So summary view, expand, right click, expenses, right? EXPENSES, whatever. Okay, I missed that. It's okay. All right. If I just, let's say, expand this till here, I'll select this, increase the font size to 36. 36 is slightly large. 32 is also large. 28 is fine. Yes. Right. So this is this summary view. You also see that you have this pipe sign, right? So we have this pipe sign. We'll just select this and color this up like this one. So you have this NCA revenues and expenses summary view. This is bold, this is light color. So we will just do that, Control B, right? And this is summary view. We will change this to one level light below to, let's say this. No, this is also quite dark. So we will come to here. That way summary view is trim, or it's not basically capturing a lot of attention like a dark black color. That's basically the behind this, why people do that, or why dashboard designer do that. So once you have created this, the next thing you want to create is basically these three KPIs: revenues, expenses, and profit. So what we will do is we will go into the visualization and we will create the first KPI. We will do all the formatting and everything properly, and then we'll just simply copy and paste. Okay, so we have this visualization. First, I think what we have is revenues, expenses, and profit. So total revenues is present here. I'll add a field. So you have the total revenues. We will just change the text like total revenues, properly formatted. So over here we will say, come on, total revenues, right? So at least down there it is changed, and as you can see the formatting is different, 78.997 millions. However, what we are showing in billion, so we'll change that as well. For that, we'll come over here in the formatting, and we have this call out value, and we have this display units, and we will change this to millions. But we don't want to show the decimal places, so we'll change this to 0. 78,977 million, 78,977 million total revenues. If you want, you can make it bold, reduce the size a little bit, 42, like this one. Okay, so this is one, right? But at the top you also have the revenues on the left align. So for this, first of all, I will just keep it a little bit up, and over here in the general we will enable the title, and in the title we will say revenues, right? So now the revenues is coming, like it is coming over here, but it is slightly less highlighted. So now your KPI like this one is created over here. So what we'll do is simply copy this and paste it 2 times. Control C, Control V, right? C, Control V, and we have it. Okay. Now what do we need to do is we need to just remove the total revenues. We need to add the total expenses. Total expenses. So 2 things. Double click over here. Say total expenses, and then change the title. General title expenses. That's the benefit. I mean, you don't have to do that formatting again and again, and that's the best practice I follow, because I just hate repeating those formatting options. Total profit. So total profit, this is fine. General title, let's call it profit. Okay, so we have this first section created. The next section is total revenues trend over a period of time, right? So for that, I will just select my line chart, and we have the year, right? So we will put it on axis, and first thing we want is the revenues, right? Total revenues by year. Just add it up here, and yeah, let's just make it aligned like this. And the way it is coming is it does not have any title or anything, but it clearly shows like total revenues over here. So we have total revenues. So for that, we will again I will double click on the field. I will say total revenues, right? But let's say you don't want to do that, right? Because if this is not matching up over here, you will be always have a different, not have a clue or not intuitive enough like what field you are using. So let's say I remove this, I bring again the values, but I still want to change the name, right? So, and I need to remove this title as well. So for that, I'll go into the formatting, and I'll go into the y-axis, and I'll go into the title, and here instead of auto I will say total revenues. Yep, that's what we want, right? Total revenue. That way you are not changing your field but still getting the title, right? So that's one, but this is the y-axis title, right? So if I just x-axis title, y-axis title, but instead of removing this title, to remove this title, you just disable this. So that way your chart is created, which is this one. Only thing is it is a little bright blue, right? I think this is also bright, so we are good. So I'll copy and paste, and I'll show you one more enhancement to this at the end of our exercise. And once you have copied this, you need to change this to expenses. So I'll just come here, put it total expenses, and I have my total expenses chart. The only thing is I need to change the y-axis, right? Going to the title, total expenses. Beautiful. Let's copy and paste. You can see how easy it is. Like within just few minutes, if we have the clarity of thought, like what exactly need to be created, we can simply go ahead and start creating this stuff. So I just wanted to give you this idea as to creating the dashboards or these KPI reports is very easy compared to, I mean, if you compare it, let's say with Tableau, you know, pretty much at the same pace, but Tableau is like much more experienced and slightly more advanced. Y-axis, I'll just change the title, total profit, but not an issue. I mean, Power BI is catching up really hard, and pretty much every functionality they are trying to give, which as an analyst you will need to do your work. So yep, that's where what we have, right? A chart like these. So we have chart like these, right? So this is what it is. But if you see, they don't have the lines, right? Horizontal lines. We have some horizontal lines, right? If I can see, no, I think we are good. Not that much of an issue. Yeah, I think we are same page. Okay, next is the conferences, right? So down there, must include a trend line for each of the and breakdown by conference. So same thing, but breakdown by conference. Okay, so for that, what the chart that we are taking is this one, clustered bar chart. Okay, let's go a little bit up. Yeah, this much is fine. So here what do we need is the conference, basically FPS conference on the axis, and we need the revenues. So revenues is present is here, right? So we have this, and the way it is formatted is down there you don't have anything, only thing you have it here, and values are present here. So for that we need to do a little bit of formatting. First thing first is we need to disable the x-axis, right? Then we have these conferences name, so we need to enable the data labels. So now the data labels are coming, and FPS conference, let's see this, and the title is fine or not. So conference, and they don't have any title as such. Okay, so we go here on the x-axis and we check the title. We have this total revenues by conference, and here they are simply saying the conference as the title, conference, right? Okay, now what if I just expand this a little bit? Yeah, okay, good enough. I'll simply copy this, put it here, paste it here, and I'll put it here. That way we are in alignment. Now the only thing is, for this conference I need to change this to expenses. So I'll just click this, remove this, and add the total expenses, and we'll click here, remove this, and we will add the total profit. So all in all, if you will see, within 10 minutes we have created this exercise, right, which they have basically asked us to. Colors and design of the header is at your discretion. So something I showed you, like header, is something they have changed this. So this is also pretty straightforward if you want to do that. So for example, if I click here, I click just outside, I have the effects and I have the background, and in this background let's choose this. Oh, that's like a very dark blue. Let's choose this. No, I don't like this. Let's choose this. About this. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it is slightly different. It is like more vibrant. Mine is not more vibrant. Let me try this. And yeah, it's white color. I'll just select everything and make it white, and that way even my view becomes vibrant. So my exercise done from the perspective of what is being given. Now the whole thing is of the dashboard or a report is that you are able to slice and dice. So another exercise that I want you to do is add a slicer, right, by, let's say, the school, right? So for this you can either pause this video and do this, but if you want to do it along with me, you click on the slicer and add the school, right? And this, then you need to change this to the drop down. So how would you do that? So again, whenever I ask question, just go with the same assumption that I want you to pause and do this. So how would you change this to a drop down is by going over here from the list, click on the drop down. This small exercises basically build your basics very strong, right? That's the whole intention of these exercises. Now in this, what I will do is I will just remove the title. So over here we have header icons, we have effects, no, slicer header. Okay, we just remove this slicer header, and here we can select this. Also you can see that you have some slicer settings and you have values. So values black, let's say we want to make it white, and we want to change the background to again blue. See this? Yep. So that way it is giving an indication that something is present here, and we come over here and this is what we want to view, right? We want to select these states, and based on that you are sort of able to slice and dice. Oh, my battery is running low. Oh, not my battery, but my laptop battery. Let me find a charger. Alright, so this is the first exercise that we have done, right? So we'll do that. The next thing I want you to do is, let's say, whenever we are doing some analysis, for example, if we are selecting Ohio University, right, or if I hold down my control key and select something else, I will have multiple values. And this is something I want to save it for the future. I don't, maybe because there are like so many values, and if I come back, I will forget what I have selected in the past, right? Either I may have to write it down, or does Power BI offer any functionality to save this? So if you are not sure, then you can follow along. If you are sure, then make sure you do that. So I have made my selection. I want to save my analysis. To do that, I will first come into the view and I will come into the bookmarks, and I will use the bookmark functionality. And I will click add, right? So if this is what it is, and now I have bookmarked it, let's give it a relevant bookmark. I will just give it my analysis, but you make sure when you are giving it, you give it meaningful, because you know the business reason behind it. Here I'm just making the stuff up. So now I'm making a selection, I'm done, And now after 2 days I'm coming back and I want to see what is my analysis. So if I click over here, my analysis is here, and you will see that same selections have been applied, right? That's how you can show multiple analysis to basically this. So this is the second exercise, but this analysis or this my analysis, as a developer I would be aware, but what if I want to show it over here, like multiple analysis or multiple pre-done analysis? Well, in that case, what you need to do is you need to create some object, and maybe what I can do is I can create a button, and I will create a bookmark button, right? So this is the bookmark button right over here. So if I expand this, we have the action, we have the bookmark, my analysis. If you remember, type is bookmark, right? And we have the shape. What I am trying to find is the title. I enable the title, and my title is my analysis. Okay, so title doesn't seems pretty good, at least to me. So I'll just remove that, and we'll try to find something else. Like for example, if I'm not sure, it has the text. Yes, let's see where it creates the text. My analysis. Yep, so this is where I actually wanted to have this, and I will do it, nope, maybe middle aligned, and I'll increase the size a little bit. What if I, nope, they have not given the option to make it bold. You have the font color though. We can make it white. Yep, that's way much better, right? So that way my analysis is always present, like whatever I have selected, right? Now I want to come back to my analysis. If I just hold on my control and click over here, it will change to whatever analysis I had created at that time. So that's something, some of the additional steps I wanted to tell as to how you can do filtering, you can save your analysis. All of this is very, very important for an effective report to so that you can give it the productive report out to your users. Well, there are many more things that we can do, but I will leave it here, and we'll meet in the next report where we'll do some more exciting stuff. So for that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll meet next video with new exciting stuff.